safe is your workplace? If you work in an office or shop, chances are you don't think too much about health and safety. But for those who work offshore, danger is ever present. The rules around health and safety are fundamental when working in an environment which can be hostile, unpredictable, and difficult to access. If things do go wrong, help is further away and the problems are magnified by exposure to the elements. So experience counts for a lot. JECS Offshore offer advice and solutions to European companies that operate offshore wind. We decided to see if they were up to the challenge.
I started as a trainee scaffolder straight out of school, and it's all I've ever done, it's all I've ever known. And now, working offshore is definitely a passion. This is the best place you could ever work out here. We provide scaffolding platforms for any trades that require access, working at height or over the side during installation, construction, and then during the operation and maintenance, which is a 25-year lifetime of the platform.
JECS is an offshore scaffolding company. We currently work on 14 wind farms, but we work on the substations.
What we are doing is making sure that everything is in place for them to do their cable pulls. The wind turbines can't work without all of their cables being connected, etc. And without their cables having the access to actually get onto the substation, nothing would work. So we will build the scaffolding for them to do their cable pulling, to actually have everything connected.
Our scaffolders are highly certified to carry out their works, and it has to be right because there's a man's life at stake when he's working on the platform.
Everyone just assumes that when they go offshore it's just building scaffolding but it's out at sea. That's not the case. There is so many risk factors. With us it's about being proactive rather than reactive. It's always the forward thinking, and not everyone does that.
It's dangerous for the fact that they're getting on boats, they're going offshore. It's not just the not working on land element that makes it dangerous. I don't want to say nobody knows what's going to happen, but there's always risks that something bad would happen.
It's just making sure that everyone is aware of all the risks at all the times and making sure you've got the correct documents always in place. It can go from PPE, so everything that they wear, making sure that they've got the right things, because you never know, it's someone's life at the end of the day. We haven't had an accident yet, and we are very proud to actually say that, so 0 accidents.
Scaffolding offshore is a specialist niche market. We're lucky enough to get in it right at the beginning. Our first project we did was 10 years ago, one of the first wind farms, and we were lucky enough to get in then and develop good business relationships throughout, which has kept us going.
So when it actually started to really start building up, people who had been there from the beginning, had the passion, had the knowledge, had seen what actually worked and what didn't work. The substations now are so different from when they was first built. And I think people nowadays who are just joining the industry, they need that old factor that people have got that knowledge.
We love just watching things grow, and construction is part of that, you know. You build houses, you build tower blocks, and it was offshore that we always followed, and we just believe that wind is the way to go, really.
I suppose I got all of my knowledge from Brett, and the only reason why I probably got on board as much is because of the passion that he actually had.
Yeah, JECS is a family business. Even though it's a medium-sized business, the core management are still all family. Even JECS is the initials of our children's names.
So I mainly work closely with my sister and my brother-in-law, so Latasha and Brett, who own the company. My nephew goes offshore, so he's one of our labourers. My brother goes offshore as well. My auntie's always in the office, always picking up the phone calls to me, and if she's not picking up the phone calls at 6 o'clock in the morning, it's always 6 o'clock at night.
But where we are a family business, and we actually treat all our staff as good as next to family, even if they want personal items sent out, we make sure that it's delivered and sent out to them to make sure everyone's happy and we all work together, and it works well.
The reason why it's worked is because everyone is passionate and everyone wants us to succeed. People work for people, and what people are best to work for than family.